Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus again. I'm thinking maybe I should share something with you that can make our mission together a little personal and might mean something. What I really want to say to you is how much you mean to me. And that's a serious statement. Let's say 28 years old, right? I had just finished a little run with the Veterans Administration. Now, what I had planned to do initially was to go to Hollywood. And at that time, I thought I was just as good a performer as Michael Jackson or Sidney Poitier. My main concern was just to please the audience and get rich, make some money, so I can do what I want to do. And but when I got sidestepped and went to the VA, something happened. Veterans and people living in Chicago, I'm being representative from the VA for the vets and their survivors or dependents, and I got a little exposure to a different type of poverty that was different from the one I grew up in Mississippi. And for some strange reason, I guess because I was a little older, it affected me in a different kind of way. Even though I had ambitions of being a movie star, I also had ambitions that society would change. I really believed it because at the time I believed in Jesus. Not that I believed that Jesus was going to come and do it, but I accept the fact that Jesus set the example that if we used, we would be free. So, having done that at the VA for a while, I decided I'd change my life out. Because I had believed all my life, basically, if I put my hands to anything, if I wanted to, I'd accomplish it. And so I had decided that I wanted to claim society. I wanted to claim humanity as my own. And I was going to show them, look after them, show them, be an instrument whereby together we could learn and progress. And that this was the most important thing in my life. So Hollywood didn't matter. I'd say the world would be my stage. And I don't have a script, so we write it every day. And I ended up making a decision to start working with the Veterans Administration and decided to spend a life of experiencing more poverty. See, I believed if you're poor, if you got a mouth and you know what you can do, you can stand up and change that situation. So if I'm going through the same thing poor people are going through, I can change that. And I could be more instrumental as far as making a change for everybody. And at that time, by going through it, than not having to go through it. So I decided to stop working. Had a beautiful wife. She decided that she married a dude that wanted to be a movie star or president of the United States, but not what I was doing. So she had a decision to make, and she decided that she didn't want that kind of lifestyle. So we got a divorce. So my mission didn't change. But I made a commitment with myself and with God. I made decisions, ladies and gentlemen, choices. I wanted to prove that God was real, too. Because God has accepted me and did things for me that I had never had done before. And now I knew God different than I've ever known God before. And because I didn't know God before, I know what it's like to not know God. And so when I look at the regular general population, I know people don't, to me, they don't know God. And even on how much churches they go to, what religious faith they pledge, they don't know God. And so I was just determined to give them an opportunity to meet God, have a relationship with God. So I talked it over with God, and after the divorce was over and I had made a decision, and this is the kind of decision I made. I said I wanted to make sure that I could stick this out, because in my experience, change just don't come. And you find very few people committed to advocating real change. So those who committed to death, like guys like Gandhi and those guys and other people, they went through some changes. And I wanted to know if I was qualified to go through the changes. So since I had gotten this divorce and stuff, I took a week. And for a week, all I would eat was grass off the side of the street. I would take it, clean it, cook it with some onion, and I'd eat it. That would be my diet for a week, and drinking my own piss. Now, having done that for a week, and the reason was because if I could go out here and don't have a cent, I mean not a penny, because sometimes it can be like that, could I survive? Well, if I could eat and I can find grass maybe anywhere, and if I'm drinking water or whatever, then I mean, can't get water, I got pee. And if that would sustain me, then I don't have really too much to worry about. So I experienced that for a week, and I survived. And I was excited because I knew that I was on a winning path. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say one more thing to you that gave me hope. I was driving on Loomis and 63rd, if I'm not mistaken, headed toward Houston in Chicago. And let me back that up. I got a brother in Chicago. He's really my cousin, but we adopted brothers. And he had, after I got a divorce, so he had called me up one Sunday morning. He said, "Eddie, let's go to church." And I said, "Nah, I can't go to church now." He says, "Well, man, the ladies, all the ladies there, you free now, man. You go check the ladies out." And I decided, no, I couldn't do that. Now, when he called me, I was in the closet, crazy. I was in the closet praying. And I stopped praying to go answer the phone. And after we had that conversation, I said, no, I wasn't going to go. And then I think this might have been a Saturday evening or something like that, and we were going to go Sunday. And I said, no, we're going to do it. Anyway, we ended our conversation, and I had a part-time gig after I started working in the VA. I was a disc jockey, DJ at a club. And so this particular night, I got my stuff headed to the club, set up the DJ, and as I'm passed on Loomis and headed toward Houston, I stop at a red light, and the light changed. I cross this light, and when I crossed the street, money started flying everywhere. It was like flying off buildings or something. And people saw it. People started running. And I couldn't believe it. I pulled to the side of the street to go check it out. I went and grabbed a handful of money and looked at it. And I said, wow. And I was so excited that God was showing me something, that whatever I try to do was going to be successful. I put the money back. I didn't want the money. So I just left it there and drove off. Now, this is the type of commitment, ladies and gentlemen, that allows me to break the law at various times, to go to jail and prisons, trying to see if I can let you know that this God is so real that it's worth me breaking rules and taking a chance on suffering myself, just to reach you. And if I fail to reach you, if I reach you, that's a good thing, because then that means progression can be made. If I don't reach you, then I'm going to go to jail. But it's beautiful to just commit. And when it fails, don't give up. Let the years and time pass, but keep on doing it. That way you're building up a track record that you really care about the people. See, people know people don't really care. But if you really care, you got a record. And so when I came, or anybody who would do that would come and tell you they want to share with you, maybe through being a leader, a representative in politics or something like that. And they got the record to back it up that they've done stuff that really means something in those concerns that you have in your life, then you would support it. But it didn't happen for me like that. Don't tell me why. Oh yes, the way I concluded was what I was offering people didn't want. Because a few years later, maybe 20 years later or so, there was a guy came along at Donald Trump. He offered the opposite of everything I talked about. He projected into other people being no count, no good. And he was going to fix it. He ain't have no solution to the problem except we're gonna fix it. And have people think he's gonna kill everybody that's bad. And I guess he scared the hell out of a lot of folks. And everybody said, well, we better join with him because we don't want him to die. And they've been sticking with him ever since. And he's still out here talking about that stuff. But I want you to know, and I've still been talking, that you got the power. The devil got power over you that you have given the devil. You can reclaim it at any point in time. Now, I'm not going to try to explain it to you now because I got playlists on things that I'm sharing with you. And I hope that you could get interested enough because, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care how rich you are right now, you are still in hell. And what you can do with your richness is nothing compared to the real life. And those of you who are poor, you're there for two reasons. Because there are those who will exploit you and take advantage of you. And the other reason because you don't know any better and you allow it. And it will maintain. God will allow it to maintain because what is it? You shall reap what you sow. And and when you start praying to asking God to help you out, God tells you this: I have given you the power. You got to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could show you something. I wish I could show you something. Oh, I know I'm not going to be able to do it, but let me try. Forget it. I'm going to let you go and I'll talk to you next time.